What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Calliope Music Reviews. My name is Colin, and this is a little thing that I like to call the Music Canon. Today, we got a mixtape review. That's right, I'm talking about the return of Haunted Mound co-founder Ghost Mountain and his debut solo tape called October Country. Now, way back in the pre-COVID year of 2019, Ghost Mountain entered the underground hip-hop scene with the horrorcore and cloud rap bonanza Gravehouse alongside fellow white boy Cemetery. These two horror-obsessed teenagers would go on to found a pretty impactful music scene, taking the dark wave and cloudy sounds of Witch House and turning up the volume with Chief Keef-inspired trap and Memphis rap production. While the duo saw decent success online with 2020's 100 Acre Wrist hosted by DJ Sorrow, it was really Ghost Mountain's partner in crime, Cemetery, who started to garner some real attention with his own mixtapes. After that one mixtape, Ghost Mountain actually ended up leaving Haunted Mound and the music scene entirely in pursuit of a college degree or something. I don't know exactly. But clearly, college life isn't what it was cut out to be, because GM is back with a newly inspired hi-fi edition of Witch House and emo rap on this new record. Yeah, so the sound here is a bit different than what Ghost Mountain was experimenting with Cemetery in the early 2020s, going for a higher fidelity and honestly a more low-key synth-based mix of Witch House and dark wave beats. As per usual though, the environments are rather ethereal, fully saturated in these dark and gloomy guitars as trap and other digital drums provide a bit of punch to the low end. While this new sound is pretty inspiring considering its dense and almost psychedelic dissonance, it is a bit more lackadaisical and in its slower rhythms and more melodic approach. Actually, one of the biggest problems for me on this record is GM's quite monotone vocals, never fully enhancing the energy of the warped synthesizers and mellow beat work. Don't get me wrong though, because Ghost Mountain is still a pretty damn decent songwriter and is able to craft some memorable moments like the ominously glitchy chorus of Kevlar and the just immense drugged out spaceship sound that is Damien. Although I do wish that there was a little bit more punctuality and purpose to the progressions of these songs, those highlight moments that I mentioned alongside a consistently absorbing mass of gothic and gory electronic tones make the record a notable step for the Witch House genre. Now, when it comes to the Witch House genre, usually the lyrics aren't much to gawk at, outside of a few horror movie references and some pretty radical imagery. Well, that's all here in this mixtape, but Ghost Mountain actually adds a bit of a more intimate and reflective approach to his lyrics. He actually starts the record off addressing his decision to part ways with Haunted Mound with the regretful and swaying synth pop banger Molder. He then utilizes raw imagery to describe an empty feeling as time passes on the second track, Stalks. The next song, Kismet, sees GM introduce the idea of destiny before delving into a deteriorating relationship on Hovel and a central motif of transformation and finding purpose in life on the fifth track, By the Flame. The rest of the album deals with adjacent topics, always with the extremely dramatic and aesthetically charged lines about rotting corpses, bleeding rivers, and drug-induced violence. While some of these lines can be a little trite at this point, honestly, some of them just go hard, like the first verse of By the Flame, where GM says, quote, "Born in the rain, keys to your chest on my chain, trees bow down to my name, soul caught blowing around the wind vane, how my cold blood, it boiled in the snow, took flight and cast from the place where I froze. No flesh, no beat I can feel when I breathe, wasn't ever real, I'm a veil, I'm a dream. I don't care what anyone says, that just goes hard. That's cold bar. But anyways, with all of its horror references and cursed imagery, the album actually kind of plays like a little 36-minute horror story in of itself, gently polished with Ghost Mountain's own regrets and longing for purpose. This combo of moody deliberation, fierce symbolism, and an entirely drenched emo rap sound build a solid world for the music to exist in. Now, I do think that the kind of leisurely and monotonic nature of the album prevents it from really taking that leap that would make the record more satisfying upon repeated listens, but in the end, as a mixtape, this is valid stuff and a logical step for Ghost Mountain and the Haunted Mound collective as a whole. So with that, I'm feeling a solid 3 out of 5 for this October country mixtape. The highlights here are actually the 2 tracks that feature Cemetery, Highway Hex, and Damien, as well as the more energetic 8th track, Kevlar. And alright, that will pretty much do it for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this mixtape review, doing something a little bit different. But as always, I highly encourage you to form your own opinion on the record, of course, and let me know what that is in the comments below. Of course, you can also suggest any other albums, artists, mixtapes, EPs, whatever that you would like me to cover on this channel in the comments. And with that, this has been Ghost Mountain, the music canon, and I'll see you in the next one.